Hello, how are you? I'm a little tired. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is August 29th, 2022. The August is ending. I miss the summer. I'm missing the hotness during the summer. But on the other hand, I'm looking forward to the cooler weather of the spring, of the autumn. Which season do you prefer? Which season do you like the most? I like the long daytime in the summer, but I don't like the humidity and the strong sunlight, strong hotness from the sun. Are you looking forward to the cooler weather in autumn? Are you waiting for the weather to turn to autumn? Are you waiting for the weather to turn autumn? Fall. The baby is likely to cry. The baby is likely to sleep. I'm likely to vomit after drinking too much. I feel like vomit. I was about to vomit after drinking too much, but I prevented. I escaped. I could escape. I could escape from vomiting, throwing up in public. The student is likely to pass one of the most difficult examinations. The student seems to pass one of the most difficult examinations. Our boss is likely to arrive soon. The plane is likely to arrive at the airport soon. Typhoon is likely to be created within 24 hours, according to the information. According to the information, typhoon is likely to be created within 24 hours. According to the information, typhoon is likely to be created within 24 hours. According to the information, typhoon is likely to be created within 24 hours. There are some taboos in the countries. And people tend to avoid referring to taboos. What are the taboos in your country? What are the taboos in your country? People are inclined to avoid referring to taboos. People are apt to avoid referring to taboos. People are inclined to avoid referring to taboos. People are apt to refrain from referring to taboos. People tend to avoid referring to taboos. People are apt to avoid referring to taboos. People are apt to refrain from referring to taboos. People are apt to avoid referring to taboos. People are inclined to avoid referring to taboos. What is taboo? What is the definition of taboo? What is the most famous taboo in your country? What is taboo? Can you explain well about the taboo? Taboo. Can you explain about the taboo? Why is it called taboo? What is taboo? What is the definition of taboo? I'm not good at social gathering. I'm not like to be in a social gatherings. I don't like to be in a social gathering. I don't like to be in a social gathering. I also don't like to be in a group. I prefer to be alone. I feel more comfortable when I'm alone. I feel more comfortable when I'm alone. Do you feel the same? There are two types of people in the world. The ones who prefer in social gatherings. On the other hand, the ones who prefer to be alone. Which do you prefer? In a group or being alone? Or with minor group, with minor people? Less people. The company is hoping to develop new relationships with other companies in the social gatherings. The companies exchanged opinions in the social gatherings. Each company had the opportunity to socialize in the social gatherings. Each company had the opportunity to meet other companies in the social gatherings. Each company had the opportunity to meet and exchange opinions or create relationships with other companies in the social gathering. Each company had the opportunity to meet other companies and establish relationships in the social gathering. I don't try to establish friendship with anyone. I don't try to establish a friendship with anyone. I don't try to establish a friendship with anyone. Speaking of animation, which anime do you like the most? Speaking of semiconductor, what did you major in your university? Don't speak of the devil. What are you doing now? Speak of the devil, he emerged from the door. Speak of the devil, the target might appear in front of us. Speak of the devil, the target we are talking about might appear suddenly, so it is dangerous. Speak of the devil, the target we are talking about might appear suddenly. Speak of the devil, the target we are talking about might appear suddenly. I have to speak of the tourist spots at the meeting today. I have to speak of my futuristic plan at the meeting. I have to speak of our divisional target we have to meet in this month. I have to speak of the divisional plan and the target we are going to achieve in this year at the meeting. I don't try to keep pace with recent trend. I don't try to keep up with recent trend. It seems that my dog understands English. It seems that my dog understands English. My dog seems to understand English. It seems that I missed the flight. I seem to have missed the flight. I seem to have missed the flight. It seems that I missed the flight. I seem to have missed the flight. It is believed that there are hidden treasures in the mountain. There are believed to be hidden treasures in the mountain. Hidden treasures in the mountain. It seems that it will be rainy tomorrow. It seems to be rainy tomorrow. Are you satisfied with the current workplace? Every workplace will need to be improved monthly. There are always things which are needed to be improved. There must be some things which need fixing or improved. There are always some things which need improving. Did you even take appropriate measure? Did you even take appropriate measure? Appropriate measure. Did you even take an appropriate measure? Appropriate measure. Yes, I took some appropriate measures. Although I took appropriate measures, my disease did not recover. So I went to the hospital. If I had known how to treat the disease, I would have taken the appropriate measure at that time. If I had known the knowledge and how to solve the problem, I had taken the appropriate measure. The enterprise was established 20 years ago. The enterprise was established 20 years ago. Animation is already an established industry now. Animation is an established industry now. There are many cultural heritage sites in the world. There are both natural and cultural World Heritage Sites in Japan. Why don't you visit one of them or more of them during your stay in Japan? Have you ever visited any cultural heritage site or natural heritage site? World Cultural Heritage Site, World Natural Heritage Site, World Cultural Heritage Site, World Natural Heritage Site. World Heritage Site. World Cultural Heritage Site, World Cultural Heritage Site. Cultural tradition is very important. Each country has a different cultural tradition, custom, cultural custom, tradition. When we go to a foreign country, we will face the cultural difference. When we go to a foreign country, and especially when you live in a foreign country, we will face the cultural difference. We will be confronted with cultural difference. We will be faced with cultural difference. I like different culture. I like different culture. Different culture is one of the attractions to enjoy when we go to a foreign country. I like the different culture. I like the different cultures. Different cultures are the features to enjoy when I go to a foreign country. Different cultures are the features I like to enjoy when I go to foreign countries. Are you interested in an ancient civilization? 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 Are you interested in ancient civilization? The newly discovered pottery and porcelain underground might reveal the ancient civilization there. The newly discovered pottery and porcelain underground proved that there was an ancient civilization in the region. I don't try to keep up with the recent trend. I don't try to keep pace with recent trend. I don't try to keep pace with recent trend. I don't try to keep pace with recent trend. "30 minutes after I arrived, my friend finally appeared, finally emerged. More and more scandals from the politician is emerging. He will be obliged to resign. He will be forced to resign. I don't want an extra problem. I don't want an extra problem to emerge. Everyone doesn't want extra troubles to emerge. Everyone doesn't want extra troubles to emerge. Everyone who don't like an extra troubles to emerge. No one wants to get new troubles. No one wants extra troubles to emerge. No one wants extra troubles to emerge. No one would like extra troubles to emerge. No one would extra troubles to emerge. No one wants extra troubles to emerge. When it is emergency, you can go out from the emergency exit and you can go down with the outside steps. When it is emergency, please go out of the building without permission. When it is emergency, think scientifically and judge according to the situation you will be in then. Have you ever been to the emergency room? A patient was carried from by the ambulance to the emergency room. The patient was carried in an ambulance to the emergency room. The patient is now being operated in the emergency room. The patient is being operated in the emergency room. Emergency room. The patient is now being operated, treated in the emergency room. The patient is now being operated, treated in the in the emergency room. 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 Emergency. Is it emergency? Is it emergency to play video games now? It was emergency that I picked him up to the airport. It was emergency that I gave my mother a drive to the hospital. It was emergency that I should give my mother a ride to the hospital. It was emergency that I should give my mother a ride to the hospital. It was emergency that I gave my mother a ride to the hospital. Some people or many people put aside some money in case of emergency for a rainy day, in preparation for emergency. Emergency room. 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 A patient was carried in an ambulance to the emergency room few minutes ago. A patient was carried in an ambulance to the emergency room a few minutes ago. Emergency room. Emergency. Only when it is emergency, you can go out of the building from the emergency exit. Only when it is emergency, you can go down from the outside steps from the emergency room, emergency exit, 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 emergency room. A patient was carried in an ambulance to the emergency room. Emergency room. A patient was carried in an ambulance to the emergency room of the hospital. The patient is now being treated in the emergency room. The patient is now being treated in the emergency room. The patient is now being treated in the emergency room. Emergency room. Emergency room. Emergency room. Emergency exit. Emergency exit. The sudden emergence of the cloud made the view blurred. The sudden emergence of the clouds made the sight blurred. I caught sight of a guy hugging a woman. I caught sight of someone dancing on the street. I caught sight of a celebrity shopping in the shopping mall. Have you caught sight of a celebrity on the street? Have you ever caught sight of someone celebrity? Have you ever caught sight of celebrity? Have you ever caught sight of a celebrity somewhere? Have you had a glimpse of a celebrity somewhere? Have you got a glimpse of celebrity somewhere? Have you caught a glimpse of a celebrity somewhere? Yes, I've had a glimpse of a celebrity in the shopping mall, but she was in disguise. But they did notice her. Yes, I have got a glimpse of a celebrity in the shopping mall, although she was in disguise, but everybody noticed her in disguise. Yes, I've had a glimpse of a celebrity in the zoo. I have caught a glimpse of a celebrity in the zoo. The sudden emergence of the idol made the station panic. The sudden emergence of the clouds made the vision blurred. The sudden emergence of the clouds made the vision blurred. The sudden emergence of the clouds made the vision blurred. The sudden emergence of the clouds made the vision blurred. Emergence. The emergence of the teacher made the atmosphere so happy. The emergence of the comedian made the atmosphere very bright, very calm, very relaxed. The emergence of the idol on the stage made the fans excited. The emergence of the idol on the stage made the fans excited. Emergence. More and more people are using smartphone now. More and more people are traveling abroad recently. More and more people are refraining from going abroad now due to the situation. More and more events have been cancelled or postponed due to the pandemic. More and more companies are going bankrupt due to the pandemic, especially tourism industry, sadly. I hope inbounds will come back soon, as soon as possible. The sales figures of the company has been increasing more and more thanks to a unique strategy. Her shopping habit is escalating more and more. I paid more and more attention to my driving. After the car accident, I I'm paying more and more attention to my driving. Less and less foreign visitors are coming to Japan after the pandemic. Less and less visitors are going to the destination. After the scandal, less and less people are supporting him. Less and less people are watching TV recently. Less and less people are watching TV recently because the internet is being replacing it as a replacement. Because the internet is replacing it as a new entertainment. I'm so tired, so I ate less than yesterday. I'm so tired, so I will eat less than yesterday. If you take express train, you can reach the airport less than 30 minutes. But if you take the bus, normal bus, it will take 1 hour and a week. I've been interested in watching TV less and less. I have been interested in watching TV less and less. I've been interested in watching TV and playing video games less and less, although I used to love them. I've been interested in watching TV and playing video games less and less, although I loved them. I used to do that very frequently in the past, though. Less and less payment was paid to the employees due to less work hours. Due to the less working hours, less and less payment was paid to the employees. Less and less foreign tourists are entering the country now. Less and less people are traveling now. Less and less people are traveling now. Less and less people are traveling now. Less and less people are engaged now. I have been interested in playing video games less and less. I have been interested in playing video games less and less. The sales figures of the company has been less and less. The sales figures of the company has been less and less. The sales figures of the company have been less and less. I'm hungry somewhat, but not too much. So let's go to cafe and have a break. I'm sure we are tired of working a little. Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Let's go to the cafe. Somewhat. 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 Did you even did somewhat of effort to achieve it? Did you even try? Somewhat. Did you even try somewhat? Did you even did somewhat of an effort? Did you even try somewhat of an effort? Did you even do somewhat of an effort? Did you even do somewhat of an effort? Did you even pay somewhat of an attention to the lecture? Did you eat somewhat of food? Somewhat of food. Somewhat of food. Did you get somewhat of knowledge at the school? Or did you keep sleeping during the class? Did you even do somewhat of an effort? Did you even do somewhat of an effort? Did you even do somewhat of an effort? Somewhat of an special benefits will be served to the employees who worked overtime. Somewhat of perks will be served to the guest. Somewhat of perks will be served, given to the volunteer members. Somewhat of perks will be served, given to the volunteer members. Somewhat of perks will be given to the volunteer groups, volunteer members. I have somewhat of an understanding of semiconductor. I have somewhat of understanding of physics. I have somewhat of understanding of mathematics. I have somewhat of understanding of programming C. 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 Somewhat, somewhat, somewhat. The internet is something of a necessity in recent years. Internet is something of a necessity now. Coffee is something of a medicine for me. Listening to classic music is something of a medicine for me to relax, to make me relaxed. I did somewhat of an effort. 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 Somewhat of. Did you even do somewhat of an effort? Did you even do somewhat of an effort? Did you even do somewhat of an effort? Somewhat of an effort. Did you even do somewhat of an effort? 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 I play an important role in cleaning. I hope I will be playing an important role in English education. The institution is playing an important role in producing animation. The institution is playing an important role in supplying electricity. The institution is playing an important role in supplying electricity to the customers. The institution is playing an important role in supplying the customers with electricity, providing the customers with electricity. I play an less role in the company. I play an less role in the company. I play an less role in the company. I'm like a outsider in the company. The institution is playing an important role in providing the customers with electricity. My boss played a role in the production line. My boss played an important role in the production line as the general manager. My boss played an important role in the project. I have an experience to have played an important role in the project. I have the experience of having played an important role in a project. You haven't played a role in the accident, in the press conference. You haven't played an important role You haven't played a role as the president of the company. You haven't played an important role as the president of the company. You haven't played a role. You haven't played a role. You haven't played a role as the president of the company. We haven't heard any apologies from you. You haven't played a role as the president of the company. You haven't played a role. You haven't played a role. You haven't played a role. You haven't played a role as the president of the company. We haven't heard any of the apologies from you. The doctor played an important role in treating patients in the region. The doctor played an important role in treating patients in the region. It is said we need to get out of the comfortable zone to grow up so much. To grow up, to grow. It is said that we need to go out of the comfort zone to grow up. It is said that we need to go out of the comfort zone to grow up. In comfortable zone, we will not grow much, because we are immersed in a very comfortable zone without any effort we can make. Because when we are immersed in a comfortable zone, we will not do efforts much, which will lead to not growing much. So it is said that when we want to grow up much, we should go out of the comfort zone to train ourselves, to put ourselves in difficult zones, which will make us grow up so much in order to survive, you know. Are you open to different cultures? Are you open to different opinions? Are you open to different opinions or cultures or different ways of thinking? Yes, I'm open to different opinions. I try to incorporate other opinions in me, and I try to put things in perspective. I try to put things in perspective because everyone has different opinions, so I try to refer to other opinions, and finally I will put together my opinions. I will put together my opinions after listening to other opinions. The restaurant is open to the public from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. The government office, the prefectural office, the prefectural office is open to the public from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The bank is open to the public from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The post office is open to the public from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I try to be open to different opinions. I try to be open to different opinions. I'm 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 open to different opinions. I am open to different opinions. I try to be open to different opinions and put things in perspective. I try to put things in perspective. Put the policy in perspective. I want you to put the policy in perspective. I want you to put things in perspective. I want you to put things in perspective. I would like you to put things in perspective. I'd like you to put things in perspective. Some people cannot be open to those smoking next to them. Some people cannot be open to those smoking near them. I cannot be open to those with bad manner. Some people cannot be open to those with bad manners. Some people cannot be open to those with bad manners and manner. Generally, I don't eat outside. Generally, I bring lunchbox to my workplace. I generally eat at school cafe. I generally eat lunch at the cafe. Generally speaking, we eat too much. Generally speaking, we want to get good dealings. Generally speaking, we will be satisfied when we get something more than expected. Generally speaking, we will be happy when we get something more than expected. Generally speaking, we will be happy or glad when we get something more than expected. What is the difference between Chief Executive Officer and Director General? Both of them are top of the company, right? Or top of the society. Association or group or institution, something like that. Generally speaking, we will be satisfied or be happy when we get something more than expected. My way of thinking is very far from general way of thinking. General people will find me crazy. General people or most of people will follow orthodox way to achieve something goal. To succeed drastically, in order to achieve breakthroughs, we have to go out of the common senses. Try something crazy. This is the key to success drastically, to achieve something great. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.